The backcountry is serious. Your survival is crucial.
To your friends,
to your family,
and to your community.
Make conservative decisions.
and come home safe.
Hey, I'm Bryce with Karakoram, and I'm here to show you guys how to set up our new Ride Mode 2.0. It's a much more straightforward setup than our old system. There's only 4 screws per ride mode. So to set up your angles, the toe side of the ride mode has teeth in it, and then you have an arrow right here, and then you have angle markings right there. And so I'm going to set my angles up at 30 degrees because I'm kind of crazy and I ride 30 degrees on my front foot. And so I match right here, 30 degrees angle. And then you can set it whatever width you want, obviously. Set it down on the board, just lightly loosen or tighten the tighten the screws. The ride mode, the heel attachment actually is fully attached, and so it just floats in the back. And so you're going to match the angle here, angle arrow to 30. Drop it down on the board. And again, loosely tighten the screws. And so then we have a couple other indicators here on how to line it up to the board. You have these 2 lines on both sides. There's one line here, and what you try to do there is you align it to the seam of the board. And you just hold it in place with the seam aligned, and then you have these arrows side to side that you align, and that just tells you that everything's fully aligned. You hold it in place and tighten the toe side down. Tighten. And there we go. Make sure our angle is correct on the heel, and then we tighten the heel side down. And that's all there is to it. And you test fit the binding to it. Drops on. Should go on really, really smooth. And then close the lever, and you can see that it's nice and locked on there. So setting up right and left feet, the interface comes as a right foot and a left foot. So basically it gives you up to 30 degrees on the front foot, and on the back foot you can go to -30 or up to +12. If you wanted to make an adjustment past +12 on the back foot, we can show you how to do that. It's pretty straightforward, but I'm not going to go into that in this video because most people don't ride over +12 on their back foot. Setting up the back foot is just the same thing as the front foot. You just choose your angle. Here I'm going to set it up at, let's say, positive, so that's 15, 12, 9. So this is at +6. So drop the front down, just loosely attach it, adjust the back to +6. Again, I line the seam lines here to the seam, and then I make sure that my arrows here are touching. And you can and for tightness on the screws, try to get it to tight and then go a 1/4 turn past. So hand tight and then a 1/4 turn past. And that's how the ride modes go on. Putting the tour modes on are pretty straightforward. These ones use the button head screws. I forgot to mention on the ride modes, they use the 8 flat head screws. Tour modes are very straightforward. Again, you just line up the screws, get them on there loosely, and again, tight and then a 1/4 turn past, tight and then a 1/4 turn past. The dual speed risers, a little bit more that goes on there. There's a tiny bit of an adjustment on the, so we loosely tighten these down. And so depending on the bindings you use, you have connects as well as X's. For the connects, you're going to want to have the dual speed riser shifted all the way to the back position. And that's just for adjustment for fit to the binding. And then for the X's, you're going to want to push it all the way to the forward position. And so right now I have X's, so I'm going to push them all the way to the forward position. And test fit it. And so you flip it up for high position, flip it back for low position. So for some reason, if you're having difficulty getting the binding on to the interface, let's say like adjusting it and the binding doesn't fit on, what you want to do is just double check that your arrows are matching. So I know this is at positive 6 degrees right here, and this is at negative 6 degrees. I'm going to leave the heel interface a little bit loose and just test fit the binding onto it so it drops onto there, and so I know it's correct. Hold it back in place and then tighten it down. And then come back with the binding, just double check, see it drops on nice and smooth, and you're in. So we also have micro adjustment on the interface if you want to adjust forward and back. The interface comes with the this backing plate attached here, and so you can see there's two lines that match. That just means it's centered. You can adjust it, back, or you can adjust it forward to whatever your desired position are if you want, like in between settings on the inserts.
And there's also a little bit of adjustment toe heel too
Yeah.
to accommodate for toe heel movement as well as if the inserts are not lined up.
Yep.
Manufacturer tolerances. Cool.
And you're ready to rock. So now you have your Caracorn bindings properly set up. It's time to go out and ride and have some fun.